Hey guys, what is going on? I know I get messages all day, and you guys probably know this because some of you watching are the ones sending these messages, or even in lives and things like that. Always around this time, it is very popular to ask me or anybody here at NY News what trades would we make if we got the reins for a day. Like I was just on NY Recaps podcast, and that's one of the questions they asked me. If you had one trade to make right now, what would that trade be? And when I answered that question, I got to thinking. I said, man, I get this all the time, and I never really was big into breaking down deals or including prospects and looking at these sites that have like trade values that a lot of people look at, that according to a few people I speak to that know these things well, they're fairly accurate. The values they give on players and trades are fairly accurate. Now, sometimes you'll see them and be like, something got to be a little off there, right? But they break it down in many different ways. So I will be using that today. So what I'm doing today is Simonetti is the GM at this trade deadline. I'm not looking at future injuries like Severino coming back, Kluber coming back. I don't have them on my roster right now. That'll be something that'll be adjusted at whatever. This is just now. What I would do with the current construction of the Yankee roster to try to make them better this year without giving up and saying we're not, selling here and we're just going to go forward. That and moving ahead to 2022, what are the type of things that I would personally do and like to see the Yankees do to really improve this club? So I got 5 trades. Now, quick disclaimer, as I always like to do, this is not me saying this is what Brian Cashman is going to go out and do. I guarantee you he maybe makes none of these trades because some of them are somewhat drastic and it changes the way the lineup looks, I believe, in a very, very good way. Some of them may not be realistic enough. And that's me saying that ahead of time, disclaimer, so you guys don't say, hey, Pete, this wouldn't happen or that wouldn't happen. Money I didn't really care about. I did add money in one deal, I believe, just to kind of add things up. But it's nothing. It is actually realistic enough. It's not insane. It's not something that you'd be like, that could never happen. I'm not trading Stanton here. I'm not doing these big, extraordinary deals out of nowhere that could probably never really happen. They make sense to a degree, and I could talk about those as we go. So with that being said, let's jump into trade number 1. And this is a popular one among Yankee fans, Pirates fans, a lot of people. So again, what I have in the box here that you're going to be seeing is that website that gets the values. You press validate trade, and boom, it tells you, hey, look, this trade's accepted. You got to match up somewhat those totals on the bottom. That it can go up or down depending on the hotness of that player. There's a high there, there's a low. And, you kind of go from there. But I actually talked to a beat writer about what it would take in an Adam Frazier deal. And 2 of the players in this deal are in this deal that he said that they're very interested in. I put that news out there not that long ago. But here's the deal. The Yankees would get second baseman Adam Frazier and closer Rich Rodriguez. Great deals for the New York Yankees. The Pirates will get Luis Gil, who is one of the Yankees' top pitching prospects, Kevin Alcantara, who is one of their young outfield prospects, and Antonio Gomez, who people are extremely high on, and he is a catching prospect. They're both in the 10 to 15 range, I believe, in Yankee prospects. Luis Gil in the top 10, of course, maybe even top 5. I don't have that right in front of me, but I believe so. Definitely one of their top pitcher prospects, along with Luis Medina and a few others, and Clark Schmidt, of course, and Garcia. But I believe there would probably still be another piece going to the Pirates. Now, they're probably going to look to move these guys separately, to be fair, but I would very much try hard here to land both of these guys. So in this case, maybe you add another prospect, right? Maybe you add a Hoy Park in a deal like this. Could bring it out a little more. The one thing about the Pirates is Adam Frazier's easy to be moved now because he's going to, it's time for them to move him. He's having a great, great season. His value is at an all-time high. They also have Nick Gonzalez, who is, I believe, in Double-A right now. I want to say Double-A. Might be in High-A. But he's going to be up in the next 2 years, tops. Very good prospect for them. Let me get a sip of water. I've been talking all day today. But that's the first deal. You see there, I also got the 40-man move. I would DFA Odor, who doesn't really cost anything. So somebody might be saying, yeah, Pete, but he doesn't cost anything. You don't really need him. When you see the end of the roster, I think you'll understand a little more. And that would be the 40-man spot for Frazier. And then Rodriguez would take Heal's spot on the 40-man roster. So you guys let me know, again, in the comments below as we go, as you watch this video, if you like trade number 1. That is the Yankees get Adam Frazier and Rich Rodriguez. Pirates get Luis Gil, Kevin Alcantara, Antonio Gomez, and probably another move. I didn't add it in that one part, but more than likely. So that's that one there. Now we're going to move on to trade number 2. Trade number 2 that I would make. This has gotten more and more popular here recently. The Yankees get Ramel Tapia, center fielder for the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies would get catch and prospect Anthony Siegler and shortstop prospect Anthony Volpe, who I think today hit a grand slam. He is doing amazingly well. But that move, I think, makes a lot of sense. The trade calculator also believes it makes sense. The trade was accepted. The 40-man move I make here is I would DFA Justin Wilson. I don't see value in him. I don't like Justin Wilson. Not a big fan of him. Let him go. Again, you just added Rich Rodriguez, and you might add more in my next couple of trades. But this deal I like a lot. Ramel Tapia is a guy who is putting up absolutely terrific numbers right now in Colorado. He is a very good center fielder. He really does everything well. He's also a lefty bat, which helps the Yankees out a lot. Currently this year, he is hitting 291. Again, 38 RBIs, 88 hits. Just having a very, very solid year. 5 homers. I believe he has a on-base percentage, if I could pull that real quickly, of .339. Not bad. Not everything the Yankees basically need more of. He puts the ball in play. He has speed. He's an athlete. I want some more athletes on this ball club. I think Ramel Tapia is a terrific addition to the New York Yankees. That's trade number 2. Got a few more coming up here, so that is so far what I would do. I hope you guys like that one. Let me know in the comments below what you think about trade number 2. Trade number 3 on Simonetti's deadline deals is, look at this one. You guys are probably saying, what in the hell is this? Who are these guys? Who is that guy? Vandal Pena is a lower level prospect, but what this move is doing is clearing some roster spots for us and maybe getting some money away. So the Nationals, as you guys know, are roaring back again. They do this almost more than any team in the planet. They'll struggle very badly, and I believe they're now 2 games out. So I have them buying, and I have them buying some of our relief pitchers because they struggle a little bit in that bullpen. Luis Cessa and Darren O'Day going over for a lower level prospect, basically giving these guys away to get a lower level guy. Pena is a guy who probably will, his ceiling potentially could be a starting second baseman, maybe not really even a shortstop, more along the lines of a guy who could revolve around the infield. Think of a Wilmer Defoe type. Maybe a little higher ceiling than that, but a guy that could play all over the field. I think he might be in the top 30 prospects for the Nationals. If he is going to be the lower 20s, the lower 27, 28, 29, 30, around there. But this also clears up 2 40-man spots for the Yanks, and what we can do a little more here. Clears a little bit of salary, nothing too crazy, but that's the deal there. The Yanks get Pena. Nationals get Luis Cessa and Darren O'Day. That's trade number 3. Okay, then now I'm going to put the whole roster together at the end, but these are, again, things that I would do. Trying to be as realistic as humanly possible here. Trade number 4, here we go. All right, this is a big one. The Yankees get Jose Berrios. Jose Berrios. The Twins get Luke Voit, Davy Garcia, and Alexander Vizcaino. So this was one where I'm kind of going back and forth on. And as you see on the screen there, the trade's accepted. The values are just about even there. You may say, Pete, Luke Voit. I love Luke Voit. I think everybody knows that. And, man, I made a song about the guy. I always joke about that, Louis V. That song will be out at some point here in the next not too long. But I love Luke Voit. You guys know how much I love Luke Voit. Some of my favorite NYY News merchandise is Luke Voit, the one we got of Voit, and I think I got the T-shirt, I got the hoodie. I'm a fan of Luke. I think he's a leader on this club, but I think reality has to set in to a degree with what this roster is going to look like and how you construct it better and make some things fit and who fits better for what. The Yankees got power bats. Luke Voit right now is not having the greatest start. He's been injured, so that's a bit of a concern. You might sit and look at that deal and go, well, Pete, what would the Twins want with him? Well, Nelson Cruz is going to be traded. I think we know that. Nelson Cruz is going to go. That opens up a DH spot. Sanoa's at first base, so you can flop those guys around a little bit. I think they might bite on that one because it adds a bat, another big bat to their lineup, especially a guy that somewhat replaces Nelson Cruz, even though that guy seems like he never ages. But it also gives them the starter in Deivi Garcia, who still somewhat has a high value based on this site. Now, again, struggling in AAA is one thing. Being as young as he is in AAA really helps. Being as controllable as he is also helps him. And Alexander Vizcaino is another young starter coming up for the Yankees, who I believe is also in their top 10 prospects. But I like this deal a lot. Berrios gives the Yankees another big arm behind Garrett Cole. They desperately need that. There was a time when I was saying, you know what, I think you try to maybe just add a starter. But, I think the Yankees need a little more help than that. I think they need a big deadline. If they start winning some games, I think they need a big, something like this that I'm putting together here. Not to my own horn here, but I think at the end of this, you'll say, Pete, I like what's happening here. And we'll break down that roster at the end and talk about it. But for the 40-man move here, you got Berrios takes Garcia's spot, and now you have 4 open 40-man spots. And I may not fill all those holes in there, but there'll be enough to fill the guys that I get for us. And we will talk about that towards the end. So that is the deal here. The Yankees get Jose Berrios. The Twins get Luke Voit, Deivi Garcia, and Alexander Vizcaino. So coming up now is the last trade that I decided to make. You guys, again, as you watch this video, just let me know in the comments below what you think about the first 4 trades. Again, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of doing this whole trade scenario stuff and going from there, but I get asked so much, and I actually enjoyed making this video. It's actually been very fun so far to make it. So here's the last deal. The Yankees get Danny Duffy and Josh Stamont. I always forget Stamount. I forgot to say his name. And some cash to cover the remaining probably about $6 million or so of Danny Duffy's contract, having a very good year as a starter. The Royals will get Miguel Andujar and Ken Waldichuk, who is doing very, very good in the Yankees minor league system, moving up very quickly. 40-man roster moves will be Duffy and Stalmont. Take 2 open spots, 3 spots open on the 40-man roster, or 2 spots. I think it's, it will be 3 here because he's taking Miguel Andujar also, which adds 5 before that. Then the 2 will be 3 open spots still available. So the Yankees get Danny Duffy, big lefty, pitching very well this year. They add that to the rotation along with Berrios, okay? They get some cash consideration. They also add another guy to their bullpen, making that even stronger than ever before. So now, here's the fun part, guys. Let's look at the trades that I made and how the roster now constructs. This is the fun part. You can make the roster look any way you want, right? When it comes to a lineup, you can make that lineup however you want to make it. This was just my opinion on how I would like it to go. But again, that's always up to you. So let's take a look at that. Here's the new lineup. Adam Frazier playing second base, bats leadoff, followed by DJ LeMahieu playing first base. Aaron Judge batting third, playing right field. Giovanni Urshela batting cleanup, playing third base. Giancarlo Stanton, the DH, batting fifth. Batting sixth, the catcher, Gary Sanchez. Batting seventh, your center fielder, Ramel Tapia. Batting eighth, Gleyber Torres, your shortstop. And yes, we call up Estevan Florial to play left field, and he will platoon with Trey Ambergy, who will get one of those 40-man roster spots that we had open. I'm assuming Park could get another one. There's a few other guys out there you could throw on that 40-man roster. Maybe Glenn Otto gets a spot, so you don't have to worry about dealing him. He could be on that possibly. Somebody like that. Who knows? Just me thinking off the top. I'm sure there's other worthy candidates out there that we can throw. But that's the lineup we're looking at there. You got a different lefty balance there. You got lefty, righty, 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 lefty, righty, lefty. And you could play around with that all you want. You can have Sanchez into 4-hole since he's hot. You can move Gleyber, Torres around. I kind of want to take a little bit of pressure off him if you can. Put him around a couple of speedsters. Maybe you get him to get up there with some guys on base. Maybe it helps him batting a little lower. I'm not a huge fan of all the time of having a ninth hitter and the first hitter as lefties, but I decided to go with it just because if you have a big lefty or one of those strong lefty relievers coming in late, you always have Ambergy there on the bench to do that. And there goes the bench right there. You got Kyle Higashioka, Tyler Wade, Trey Ambergy, and Brett Gardner is still around. So the good thing about this lineup is you have a lot of movement in the lineup. Frazier could play third. He could play second. He could play left. He could play right. LeMahieu could play first. He could play third. He could play second base. We know that. Urshela could fill in that short if you need him. Could probably even play first base, to be honest. I don't think he would be, bad at all on that side of the field in a pinch. So that could be the only thing maybe you look at a little bit. It's like, you don't really have that guy that could play first and something ever happened to LeMahieu. But you got Wade there. You also got Chris Gittins, who is still around. So you always have that possibility if there's an injury. And again, maybe there's either a smaller trade out there that you can make to bring in another first baseman and maybe a guy like, I don't know. That's just me thinking now as I'm looking at it. But I love this lineup. I love this lineup for 2022. To be honest, I really enjoy this lineup. In the offseason, there could be other moves that you could make. Maybe if the Yankees feel it's time to change a little more drastically and Torres isn't a shortstop, maybe you look at a deal for Gleyber. That's also a possibility. But let me not get too far ahead of myself and stick to where it is. Let's go take a look at the pitching side of things, and then we will talk about everything else. Here's our rotation. We got Garrett Cole, Jose Berrios, Danny Duffy, Domingo Germán, and Jordan Montgomery. I moved Jameson Taillon to the pen as a long relief guy. Kind of takes that Michael King spot, so King gets sent down for now. And I know, I'm not even happy about that, but I'm going with the strongest pen we could have. Aroldis Chapman, Chad Green, Richard Rodriguez, John Loizaga, Staumont, Britton, and please somebody tell me to Staumont, however the hell you say that name. That would be wonderful. Just put it like in there and be like, Pete, idiot, this is it. That would be fine. Zach Britton, Lucas Luque, and Jameson Taillon, which I think could really help Taillon maybe get some stuff together there. It comes in maybe, you do something with Germán later in the year, maybe Monty later in the year where he's going 5 innings, and Taillon could possibly go 4, or he's just doing late relief, long relief for now, working on things and getting there until he can, maybe really take it to the next level next year. So, again, real quickly, I'll run through these deals. We got the Yankees getting Frazier and Rodriguez. Pirates get Heel, Alcantara, and Gomez. We got the Yanks getting Ramel Tapia. The Rockies getting Anthony Siegler and Anthony Volpe. The Yanks getting Pena. The Nationals getting Cessa and O'Day as a move to clear some spot and a little bit of money. Yanks get Jose Berrios. The Twins get Voit, Garcia, and Vizcaino. And the Yanks get Danny Duffy, Staumont. And the Royals get Miguel Andujar and Ken Waldichuk. And some cash. There goes what your roster looks like. That's the new lineup. Frazier, LeMahieu, Judge, Urshela, Stanton, Sanchez, Tapia, Torres, Florial. Got the bench there. Got a rotation of Cole, Berrios, Duffy, Germán, and Jordan Montgomery. And you also got to remember, and, that's a lot more to talk about, is you'll have your Luis Severino coming back. You got Corey Kluber possibly coming back. And there's obviously all that stuff out there, but that's a whole mess. What I wanted to do in this video is finally answer that question for a lot of you guys, because I get it so much. Pete, what would you do right now? Forget next year. What would you do if you got the reins to say, we need to be a contender this year? We are looking to win this year. I think that team right there could win, especially with Sevy coming back, however you utilize him. I think Duffy is nice because it reminds me of when I was so big on saying, go get Robbie Ray, get him. I was so happy when they were close to getting him. He goes to the Jays, and he's doing well for them now because lefties are valuable. And we see that, when the postseason comes around, you got Lucas Luque out there, you got Britton, but maybe you need that long relief guy. Maybe you're up against a team that has a few lefties in there, and a Danny Duffy could maybe really work very, very well in short relief. A guy like that can, strike batters out. He misses bats, and that's good to have in the postseason. So that's the way I went about that. But again, didn't look at all the money figures that go along with it. Didn't really pay attention to the luxury tax. This was just showing you guys what I would do if I got handed this team. Say, hey, here's a contender here. Off season could be a different story. If I had to wait, might consider waiting to the off season to make some larger moves and seeing where teams are at. But for now, hope you guys like this video. I answered the question finally. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you like the trades I make? Do you have any other ideas on trades? Let's talk all things trade in here. I'll try to respond to you guys as much as I can. Let me know if you like that lineup. I mean, here it is right here. Let me know if you like that lineup. Let me know if you think that is better than what we have right now, which I'm 100% in agreement in myself, I guess, with myself, that it is better. Pitching looks nice there, too. I like that. You added Berrios and Duffy and some pen arms. Rich Rodriguez is a beast. And, yeah, guys. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, sub, and share. Like, sub, and share. That is the best thing you can do for Team NYY News here at YouTube. Other than that, guys, talk to you all again very, very soon. You guys are the best. Thank you. Tell me what you really